Good evening, dear friends. And once again, I thank you for spending your precious time with me. I realize you have obligations and maybe some other activities that you'd like to do, especially today. If you're in the U.S., today is a holiday. And, well, let's get started. Today is September 7th, 2020. It's now a little bit after 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, thank you for joining me in our bi-weekly meditations and our little Dharma talks about mindfulness and about how mindfulness can enrich your life and make it, give you a new perspective, right? And I notice my perspective, right? I have a little tuft of hair sticking up. For some reason, it doesn't want to go down today, but that's what it is. No big deal. No big deal whatsoever. All right. So let's start off with a nice guided meditation, and I'll walk you through it. And if you want to, certainly get into a comfortable position. You can be seated or you can be laying down. Your eyes could be closed or maybe slightly open. Either way, whatever's comfortable for you will work well. Okay? Very good. So close your eyes, relax. Think of a nice, calm, serene setting. And I'm going to ask you to think about your favorite hot beverage. It could be tea, it could be hot chocolate, it could be coffee. And the only reason I'm thinking hot beverage today is it's pretty chilly where I'm at. So close your eyes and think about that. Think about the beverage that's in your hand, in the nice warm cup. Maybe chilly outside. You can see the liquid in your cup. In your mind's eye, you can smell a fragrant aroma coming from your cup. You can feel the warmth working its way through the cup into your hands. How soothing it feels. How fragrant that aroma is. How rich it looks in your mind's eye. And what I'd like for you to do now is think about where it came from. All of the incidences, all of the actions that needed to come together for you to drink that cup of your favorite warm beverage. You can think about the cup itself. Whether it's made out of porcelain or plastic or wood or even maybe some kind of a stone, it doesn't matter. Someone had to make it. Think about the craftsmanship that person had to put in to making that cup. That precious cup that's in your hand, warming your hand on a cold autumn day. Think about the shape of the cup, the handle, Is it a big cup or is it a small cup? Now I can think about the beverage itself, whether it's tea or coffee. It had to come from someplace else. You picked it up at the grocery store probably, or maybe even at a local coffee shop. Someone had to stock it on the shelf. That person stocked that package onto the shelf with care, placing it just right so you can see it. Maybe it's a new flavor that caught your eye that you're trying for the first time. Think before that, somebody had to have it transported from a shipping facility. Maybe there was a dock, and maybe it came via a truck. That driver, or even the ship captain, or maybe even the airline pilot, making sure that product that's in your cup right now has arrived to you safely. And then before it got on that vessel for transportation, it was in a field someplace. Maybe it was a coffee bean. Maybe it was a tea leaf. If you're drinking hot chocolate, it could be a cocoa bean. Whatever process was used to cultivate that plant that you're now drinking, someone had to cultivate it. Someone had to put love and care and tenderness into growing that plant. That plant was in the rich soil, absorbing nutrients that Mother Earth gave her, drinking the water necessary for her to grow, and sunshine coming down onto that plant so that plant can take that sunshine and use photosynthesis to make energy for it to live. A lot of processes had to go into that plant before you could even drink it, before you could enjoy it. Think about the worker who was out in the fields collecting that plant, doing his hard work so he could feed his family as well, so he could maybe pay his rent or gasoline for his car or whatever expenses he had to work for it, just like you do. And we can think about that connectedness between the warm beverage that you're drinking now, all the way to its origin of that worker. He has the same needs as you do, the same wants, the same desires. He feels love and compassion and hurt and anger just like you do. He's no different. And you see, he is deserving of our loving kindness for his hard work. So is the person who transported it to the grocery store or to the coffee shop, as well as the worker who placed it on the shelf for us to purchase. Every one of them is a living, caring, compassionate being with the same wants and desires, fears, and hopes as you have. Let's take a few deep breaths and live with that moment, that appreciation, the loving kindness for all the people who are involved. A few more moments of contemplation. Very nice. As we bring ourselves back into awareness, to the present moment, to where we are, begin to open your eyes, and maybe sit up or stretch out a little bit. Whatever suits you best is perfectly fine. So when we think about products in our life and things that we do on a daily basis, however we earn our livings, one of the traits of the Eightfold Path is right livelihood. And being in transportation, transporting, goods, clothing or food, is a right livelihood. It's not harming anyone. It's benefiting others. And that's what's meant by right livelihood. An occupation that strives and is positive towards all living beings. Farming is really good. Growing corn or soybeans or rice, beets, bananas, dragon fruit, rambutan, whatever it is. You're providing an honorable service that doesn't harm other people and enhances their daily life. Teachers are another example of a honorable profession. And with COVID going on right now, some teachers are concerned, about when they go to the classroom, what's going to occur. Will the children be sick? Faculty be sick? Many of the models for the return back to school have, already been implemented and they're being acted upon, whether it's a school or, whether it's a elementary school or middle school, high school, university. And so we have to approach and respect our teachers and their judgment and their wisdom with honorable reverence. They're an honorable profession. They help educate our youth, our adolescents, and even adults. Many adult students attend university as well. Believe it or not, and this may make you think a little bit, I suppose, but even being a politician is an honorable profession. It doesn't matter what side you're on. Politicians, they get involved in public service, right? They get involved in public service because they really do want to help people. We may not think about that. We may not, we may disagree with one party's statements or ideology. And that's okay to have different points of views. And the purpose of public service is to just rephrase those words, is to serve the public in a way that's beneficial for growth, for the individual, for the community, for the state, for the country, and even on a larger scale for the world. Our actions don't stop at our front door. The results or the consequences of our actions, they don't stop at our front door or, at a community boundary all the time. Right? They can have global scales, a global scale result or consequence. And so being a politician is honorable because you're trying to serve the public and realizing that the decisions that the politicians make, can have consequences. And certainly the farther away the situation is, the less it sits on your mind. But remember, we are all connected. Remember the hot beverage, the meditation that we just did together. Whether it was the clerk at the grocery store or all the way down to the person who harvested the bean or the tea leaf. We're all connected. Our decisions, our statements, are all interconnected to one another. It's important to be mindful of that. Another very honorable position, career, livelihood, is parent. That's a livelihood. It's a living, it's a breathing, and it's a rewarding occupation as well. We may not think it pays off in money, and it very well may not, and that's okay. It's a livelihood. The upbringing, the rearing of a child in this world is very rewarding too, to some. If someone doesn't want children, that's okay. Remember, everybody has their own opinions, their own views, and that's okay. And we have to be respectful and mindful of those as well, and non-judgmental towards anyone. Right? It's very important. So raising children is difficult, but it's rewarding at the same time. Both parents are involved at one point in time or another. Sometimes accidents happen, feelings change. And that's okay. Raising a child is very rewarding. Taking care of your home is very rewarding. Whether it's vacuuming or washing the dishes, helping with homework. And this is for both parents. If you have a two-parent home, it's for both parents. If you have a single-parent home, it's a little bit more challenging. I was like that. It's a little bit more challenging. But it's rewarding nonetheless. There are many fields of endeavor that are just honorable livelihoods. Think about, even again, being a parent, how connected you are to others. You may think you are, isolated in a home if you're a stay-at-home parent. But when your child comes home from school, they certainly tell you what happened in their day, right? You hear what's going on. Teachers communicate with you, whether it's email or phone calls or paper sent home. There's some connection. Look for the connections. We're all connected one way or the other, through one method or another. Convenience store attendant. It's an honorable position as well. They're not hurting anyone. They're not hurting another being. They help you with what you need. Maybe you're paying for gas, right? Maybe you're buying a bottled water for a trip. Yeah, everybody's connected one way or the other. And honorable livelihoods. Don't hurt others. Don't hurt other beings, other sentient beings. That is honorable. That was just a few. Just a very few. I'm sure you can think of other examples of occupations that are honorable and don't hurt other beings. And as we close up, finish this Dharma talk, one thing I'd like to point out is that there can be mindfulness meditation in all that we do. Think about your job. Right? Mindfulness isn't just sitting with your eyes closed and meditating. It is being aware of what we are doing in the present moment. Whether you're stapling papers together, thinking about what you're doing, there's joy in that. Whether you're washing dishes, right? Enjoy that moment. Think about that. Think about, you're not there to just clean the dishes. You were there to wash the dishes. That in itself can be a ritual. Brushing your teeth, taking a walk, looking at the sky, watching the clouds float by, pouring a cup of coffee. That can be a ritual. Appreciating everything around us, the senses that we feel. All that can be a mindful meditation in and of itself. Every breath we take, every step that we take, all the thoughts that we think, all the actions that we do, every single action can be, it is an opportunity for a mindful meditation. Don't let those slip away. If someone's talking to you and you don't want to hear them talk, be grateful that someone is talking to you. That is a meditation in itself. I appreciate that person who is communicating their desires and their thoughts to me. That can be a meditation too. Don't let the annoyance rob you of the pleasantness. And with that, my friends, I wish you a days and weeks filled with peaceful reflection, sincere reflection, and the tranquility and the loving kindness that you deserve. And as always, if you ever have questions or concerns or just want to talk, feel free to reach out. I am here for you, and I care sincerely for each and every one of you. I wish you a peaceful farewell. Thank you.